My name's Kyle Sklenar. I am an Atlanta native and an urban explorer. There is this one abandoned location that we go to pretty frequently, and we call it the Boneyard because the structure is falling apart, and so it looks like it's just the bones of what used to be. And we one night were able to get in the back and slowly make our way through this giant. It ended up being an old train depot, and we're moving through room by room. There's no windows, there's no doors, and so there's a breeze. And the history of these buildings was what has inspired me to continue finding more abandoned places and kind of explore what hasn't been seen for years, except by plants and the sun. Things get overgrown, and nobody really knows that, like, oh, that's an old school, or that was an old train depot, or that was an old office building, or an old hotel. Nobody knows that because there's trees growing up and everything, and so it's fun to kind of like push the trees aside and experience what people experienced 50 or 100 years ago. Urban exploration is kind of an underground movement, and it's somewhat frowned upon by local authorities, and so you just have to be very careful with how you go about exploring. So we always we look for security, we look for anybody that might be an authority for the property, and if we find them, we discuss it, we talk about what we're trying to do. We're photographers, we're explorers, we want to take pictures, and we want to see just this history that still exists in Atlanta. You definitely will always travel with at least 3 people, because anything less than that, you can get separated, you can get lost, and there's potential for danger. There really is. There's always broken glass, there's always sharp objects, there's always rotted out floors, there's windows that have been broken in, there's all sorts of stuff that make it somewhat unsafe, and so you just have to be prepared for the worst, expect the worst in every situation. So one time, like, the craziest thing that happened, we're exploring through the Boneyard. This might have been the second time we went. There are boxes and boxes of film equipment, just hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of film equipment, and we're like staring at each other like, what's happening right now? Like, what did we just walk into? And we're walking around, and we passed all of that through a tarp, and we ended up being on set of the Hunger Games. And so standing there, we're staring at this hydraulic spaceship with blue screen on the walls, and we are just in the middle of this set. If y'all decide to go exploring, I would tell you just to be prepared, be ready for anything that might happen. And if y'all go to the Boneyard, definitely look for that room with the train car. And if you go to the prison farm, check out the prison cells on the second floor. It's pretty freaky and kind of surreal to think about. 100, 150 years ago, there was men like staying there, and now they're empty.